The Lord be with you. And with your spirit. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. At a time when everyone was full of admiration for all he did, Jesus said to his disciples, "For your part, you must have these words constantly in your mind. The Son of Man is going to be handed over into the power of men." But they did not understand him when he said this. It was hidden from them, so that they should not see the meaning of it. And they were afraid to ask him about what he had just said. The Gospel of the Lord. Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ. This is not an easy time to support Wolverhampton Wanderers at the bottom of the Premier League. And if you've heard the news yesterday and today, there's a massive virus going through the squad, which means that the team that they will put out this weekend is basically a load of teenagers. And of course at 5:30, who have we got if not Liverpool? Easy game. But actually, it's fickle, isn't it? At the moment, there's questions. Sack the manager. You don't know what you're doing. But you have a good game this afternoon. And all of a sudden, Gary O'Neill is the greatest manager of all time. And we're on our way to Champions League football. What if it all comes crashing down for you or me? What if the image that you present to the people with whom you interact was actually shown to be the fraud that it is? What's left? That's a very good question to ask. We all do it. You know, this week I was at a meeting on Wednesday with loads of important people from this diocese, and how are you? Oh, I'm fine, thanks. We all present an image to the world. Jesus didn't. At the point when he was at the peak of his power, with the crowds adorning him with all sorts of epithets, they wanted to make him king. It's the Messiah, the Holy One of God. It's what we've been waiting for. Jesus didn't need to act. At that very point, he tore open the veil and began to speak about his demise, his unpopularity, his death, his being handed over, and the brutal manner in which he would meet his end. That's the humility of the Son of God in action. And it challenges me, and I'm sure it challenges you, to just pray through that question. What if they found out? What if the thing that you present to the world was to come crashing down around your ankles in a huge pile of rubble? I remember a Christian businessman once who used to have a massive business in the potteries, talking about how times were hard and eventually the whole place had to be knocked down. And you remember those kilns that they have in the potteries. He remembers looking at the pile of bricks and facing this exact same question. But for him, it was a moment of grace. The image that he had presented to the world, the successful pottery business owner, was gone. But it was a moment when the real child of God could begin to discover his true identity. So learn from Jesus and ask yourself in prayer today that question: what if it all came crashing down?